Hello and welcome back to Live Happily Ever Now. I am your host, Carrie Briggs. Well, we took like a 6 month hiatus and we are back and I wish I could say it's been an easy ride, but I just went through the biggest death portal of my entire life. And as I will continue on this journey, I will continue to share everything that's been happening. But I really wanted today's message to be something that the universe has been beating over my head quite frequently for a couple of months now. And I'm really excited. I'm so excited, A, to be back, A, to be in this space where I am open to share again. I have been in a very vulnerable place for the past couple of months. Just a very brief overview. I just went through, I'm in the process of a divorce. So it's been up and down for all of the things. And again, we will talk about that at some other point, but that's not what today's episode about. Today's episode is about one of the most powerful lessons that I have learned over the past couple of months. And I have been shown many, many things. I have been broken down to absolute nothingness. I have been shattered. I have been in the depths, the darkest depths of hell that I have ever been in my entire life. And at the end of the day, and this is gonna sound super masochistic, um, I would do it again because the person that I am in this moment, the person that I am right now, I would do it again to feel the amount of peace in my body that I feel. I would do it again because the strength that I have now is a level that I would have never reached if I had not been through what I have been through over the past couple of months. Realistically years, but it's been months of intense lessons over and over and over again. So the one of the messages that there's multiple things I've learned. I can't say there's one thing I've learned, but one thing that I have really, really been integrated into, minus my deep work with Kalima and she is my mother. I've been working with her daily. My deep work with the dragons, my deep work with Reiki. I am on a deep work with path with Kundalini right now. I actually start my 200 hours next week. So the one of the biggest lesson, you're like, Carrie, what the fuck is this lesson? Like, what is this lesson you keep on talking about? You've been talking for like 3 minutes now and nothing is happening. And really crazy person. All you've said is you got a divorce. It's the ability to learn or ability to hold heaven and hell in my body at the same exact moment. And this is why, because of this moment, because of being able to hold heaven and hell in my body, I went through again, just so that I can do this. Because this has been one of the most profound gifts, profound lessons I have ever gone through. And in the beginning of all of this, I kept on asking for support, energetically, spiritually, with all of my deities and all the things. I'm like, guys, there has to be a different way. There has to be a way where I can feel safe in my body while moving through hell, where I can feel safe and supported and loved while moving through the darkest time in my life. And they have shown me over and over and over again how possible this is. They have been putting me in situations, not a fan of them, where I am being tested and brought to my absolute limits of heaven and hell at the same exact moment. And because of those lessons, I have been able to harness the energies and decide which one I'm going to feed, which energy, which frequency, which um, level am I going to be in? And anybody who has been through a divorce knows that you get dragged down to the depths of hell. Whether it doesn't matter if you're spiritual or energetic or not, you are being confronted with all of your demons. You're being confronted with all parts of yourself. You are shown a mirror of who you are, what you have done wrong, what you have done right, what the other person has done wrong, what the other person has done right, and it's all comes together. There is so much anger and frustration and sadness and emotions that come up. So when you are in those moments, and it's not just your energy either, it's the other person's energy, and if you have kids, it's a kid energy. So when you're moving through those energies, they are intense. They are the most intense. And then me, because I'm a super awesome masochist, I'm like, we're just gonna move through everything. So like all those generations of trauma, we're just gonna throw that in here right now. Also, we're gonna fast track it because I don't like taking time to do things, so I'm gonna do it really fast. So these are the conversations I had with myself and my guides and all this thing back in the beginning of the year when I knew all this was going to start happening. I laugh now because I'm able to laugh now, but I just remember them saying, they're like, "Are you sure? Like, you mean you're gonna like you obviously you're gonna go through this divorce. We've been telling you for years this is gonna happen. You know, if you've been following any of my things, one of the messages they gave me years ago was, if you don't leave, you will die. So I've had that message on repeat in my head. So I'm like, okay, this is something I have to do. And I said, I'm like, okay, but if I do this, if I go through with this, you need to show me that I'm going to be okay. You need to show me that I get to feel bliss in my body and ecstasy. Cause I'm not going to go through all this shit if I don't get the beautiful gifts with it. Like, that's just an agreement I had. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see. Anyway, super ADD. I'm recording this on Zoom, and I have a pink disco ball in my living room. Well, the sun is hitting it just right that it is shining on my face. So you're welcome. Also I have ADHD. Anyway, so I have been brought down to the depths of hell. And there were moments where I have had a lowest of low of my life, lowest of the lowest of the lowest of low of my life, the complete depths of hell. I have never been as depressed as I've been in these past couple months in moments. And every single time that I was in the depths of hell, magic happened. Somebody would message me. Somebody would call me. I have not created. The universe has surrounded me with unbelievable support. Unbelievable support to where I am feeling and constantly surrounded with overwhelming love, protection, support. So when I'm going through these moments. I'm going through these moments of depths of hell. I'm going through these moments of my entire world is shattering. I can't believe this is happening. I can't, everything is upside down. I'm confronted with all of my demons. I'm confronted with all of my fears, all of, my greatest, everything. And I'm really not gonna get that much into my divorce because I don't think it's fair to other people involved. But it's been intense. So in those moments when I'm feeling completely broken, completely shattered, the universe always showed me that I was also living heaven in my body. They would bring in humans to literally and physically and spiritually hold me. They would bring in community to surround me physically, emotionally, spiritually, and hold me. My energetic community, my internet friends, all of them would be around me, and they would know the exact moment to reach out, the exact moment to call me. Connections with family members grew stronger than I didn't even know possible. And it was always in those moments of extreme despair, extreme, and I know I keep on using the word death, but like the depths of hell and death, that is what I was dying. I mean, parts of my psyche were dying, and I was healing generational trauma, thousands and thousands of years of generational trauma where my familial line could not break the things that I was able to break. And I remember actually very deeply, it was an awful day when all these things were happening. And I could not get out of bed. I couldn't get out of bed. And the things that were happening, it was like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, I can't take anymore. I cannot do this. I was having panic attack after panic attack. And I picked up my phone, and I had this client who I haven't spoken to in a while, and she's a psychic. She's a medium. And she goes, I know this is really random, but what you are going through right now, your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors are cheering you the fuck on because you did what none of them have ever been able to do. And it was like this light went off inside of me. And it was like Kali and the dragons are like, you see, you get to hold heaven and hell at the same time. You're sitting here suffering. You have a choice. You have a choice to suffer. You have a choice to lean into this, or you have a choice to lean into your joy and your ecstasy and your bliss. You have a choice. And they've been showing in moments after moments. I mean, there'll be days I'll be like going along, and I'll be hit with like a wave of depression, or I'll just start crying randomly. And every single time, something beautiful will happen. I will go into the coffee shop and somebody will buy me my coffee. I will be driving down the road and I'll be like, I'm just going to turn in here for a second. And I walk in and I see my best friend, or my best friend will call me, or I will have, friends messaging me, just random hearts, just like randomly. And the universe is constantly showing you, showing me, showing all of us that we are surrounded with love. And actually, I believe there's a word. I think it's cognitive dissonance. I think that's the word, where it's like you get to hold heaven and hell in your body at the same time. You get to feel bliss and ecstasy while death and the depths of hell at the same time. Because the reality is, hell is never going to stop. The things in your life that are happening are never just going to stop happening to you. There is always going to be bad things, quote unquote, or negative things around you. You're always going to have bills. You're always going to have other people's energies mixed in. You're always going to have all these things happening. But it's your choice what energy you're going to lean into. What are you going to hold in your body? We have divine free will. We have these choices available to us at all times. But when we get so stuck in the negative, it overpowers us. And honestly, realistically, that's just the way it is unless you're aware of it, because the negative, fear-based anger, all of those grief, all those emotions are very low vibration emotions. And unfortunately, low vibration emotions show up very, very strong. They're very strong. What they just showed me now is like it actually takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. But we would rather sit in a frown and like a pout than we would a smile. Like, because we're like, oh, it takes more energy to smile, but it really doesn't. Anyway, that's just what came through. Maybe it's the other way around. Either way, I mean, you're using more muscle. Anyway, the same thing happens with emotions and energies. We get so stuck in those negative, heavy, dense energies. It physically drags us down because it's a lower vibration. If you go on like the scale of emotions, and there's a whole ladder for it, fear is the lowest vibration, and everything comes back down to fear. Anger comes back down to fear. Sadness comes to fear. Grief comes to fear. Anxiety comes to fear. It all comes to fear. Guess what the highest vibration is? The very top, the very tippy top, that is love. That is a very big gap. So when you are holding the lowest vibration and trying to still harness that highest vibration, it feels fucking hard. It's like two magnets resisting each other. But the more that you do this and the more that you lean in and be like, I am willing to hold heaven and hell at the same time. I am willing to accept extreme love, self-love, love from others. I'm able to receive money. I'm able to receive abundance. I'm able to receive support and community and connection and groundedness and safety and security. I am able and willing and excited, and I decide that I'm going to receive that. And I understand that I'm still going to receive hell because that's just the way that life is. Because like the earth is the ghetto. We live it in the ghetto right now. And when we live in this earthly ghetto, we're going to have some earthly ghetto shit thrown at us. Bills, crazy people, fucking more crazy people, more crazy people who are unwilling to be awoken. And that's fine. That's their own path. That's cool. But we still, as spiritual beings, like we still got to deal with that shit. So we have a choice. We have a divine choice. We can either hold it or we can be dragged down into it. You have a choice. And the choice is fucking beautiful. So my invitation to you, if you get anything out of this, and if you're still listening to this, hello, I fucking missed you. I missed you all so much. I hope you missed me. Get ready for some divine fucking codes coming through lately, because this mama is a fucking dragon now. I was before, but now I'm a diamond dragon and get some Kali Ma Kundalini shit going on too. Anyway, the point of all of this is that you're going to hold both. You get to hold both. You get to go into work if you have a job, deal with everybody's negative emotions, decide that they're not for you, and you get to have a good day. You get to deal with abusive text messages and then also receive beautiful text messages in the same exact moment. You get to deal with, I don't say deal with, you get to witness yourself growing at an exponential level. You get to see bliss in every single moment. You get to have mini orgasms when you eat your food. You get to say, I really don't want that food. I want this one. You get to live happily ever now. And it all starts with this awareness, this beautiful gift that you're giving yourself. So I invite you into the space of, I am willing to learn how to accept heaven and hell in my body at the same time. I am open, and I am deciding that I am ready to hold heaven and hell in my body at the same time. And I'm going to say this with a little bit of warning, just a little bit of warning, that when you make a decision like that, when you decide something like that, like I am simply deciding, one of the most powerful manifesting things you can say, it's going to happen. You might not like it. It might be a little sticky and rough for a minute, but I promise you, the gift that you receive on the other side makes you unfuckwithable, makes you a fucking powerhouse. Because the people who could used to fuck with you, mess you up, they can't fucking touch you anymore. And that is beautiful. And it's not from a place of hate. It's not from a place of I am better than. It is from a place of I am standing in my power, and I choose to receive love right now. And you can throw hate at me, you can throw frustration at me, but it's not my responsibility to hold your emotions. It's not my responsibility to move through your energies for you. But you can't break me because I'm not allowing myself to break. And I choose love in this moment. And if I'm not getting that from you, whether it's bills, whether it's a house, whether it's your kids, whether it's this Joe Schmo from down the street, you get to choose love. And the universe will always protect you. The universe will always send you love and messages. In the however long I've been recording this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 text messages from different people. Either I love you, you're fucking amazing, a purple heart, a dragon. Just randomly. I haven't texted any of them all day long. But that is the power of harnessing divine love for yourself, willing and deciding that you are accepting nothing less than what you deserve. I love you. I will see you next week. In probably 2 weeks, actually. I will see you in 2 weeks. You are worthy. You are loved. You are valued. I see your value. I see your worth. And you get to live happily ever now. I love you. Bye.